Hi everyone, Letty here. Today I'm going to share with you my January 2022 Club EP box. This is project number 2. We're going to make some more One Sheet Wonder 5x7 cards. So again, this was January 2022 Echo Park Club EP box. This is a crafty subscription. This month, for January, they were featuring the Gather at Home collection by Cartabella. The first project that I did, I'll link the video down below. We did some 5x7s using 12x12 and 6x6 paper. And it was inspired by this One Sheet Wonder by Jess Crafts. It's for 5x7 cards. She's using 6x8 paper, but in my tutorial number 1, I show you how to do the same thing with 6x6 or 12x12. So I'm going to be using 6x6 for this project. I have already die cut out some banners as well as all of my mats. I've layered them with some cardstock in the back as well. I will link all the descriptions, or I'll list all the dimensions and the video number 1 down the description box below. And I have my 5x7 card bases. I'm also going to be using some stamped leaves from this stamp set, as well as some stamped sentiments. So one of the things I wanted to do with this video that was different from the first one was this collection is very homey. And I wanted to show a way that you could make not so like home related cards. So that's what we're doing here. I'm going to be using the 6x6 and the stamp set from this collection kit. So I'm just basically going to lay out all of my items real quick before we begin. So I've got my little small banners, I've got my medium or larger banners, and then I have my 2x2s already cut up and matted. Again, this makes more sense if you watch video number 1, which I'll link down below, and I'll probably link it at the very end of this video. And I have my 2x4s as well. I'm going to show you really a little bit slower what the card would look like once it's glued down for this project today. So you put down your mats just like we did in the first tutorial. You're going to go ahead and lay down your mats. Here's where it changes. I'm going to be using 2 banners today. I have these banners from the dies from Queen of Craft. So I have my larger banner and then I have a smaller banner. And I'm just going to go ahead and anchor them right in the middle, kind of angled. And then what we'll do is we're going to bring out those stamped leaves or the foliage. And we're going to go ahead and add 2 of these leaves, one on either side of the 2 like kind of open areas here. So I'm going to anchor those 2 leaves, and then I'm going to add my sentiment, which I have stamped on a die cut tag, and I've tied with some gold twine, just like this. We're going to add that right in the center of the card, and that will finish our card design. So here's what the card today is going to look like. I'm going to do this assembly line fashion, but I wanted to show you kind of one slower version of what that card would look like. And again, we're going to be using assembly line card making in today's video, and I'm speeding up to 9 times. The first thing I'm going to do is lay out all of my mats on my card bases. So the beauty of assembly line is that there's kind of it's like you don't have to think very hard on it. You just repeat the same process over and over. And so I like to glue things at the same time. I like to decorate or add jemmies at the same time. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm laying out all of my mats so I can just glue down all of the mats, repeat the same actions over and over. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to glue down those mats. I am using my ATG tape runner. And so I'm basically going to glue down the mats to match the same outline or the layout that we used in the project number 1 video, which I'll link down below. And like I said, I think I'll go ahead and link it at the end of this video as well in the end screen. So you can just click on that if you haven't seen it. This whole process will make so much more sense once you watch that video, and then you can change things up by watching this video and kind of change up your decor. On the first video, we showcased using 3x4 cut-aparts, but on this one, I wanted to make the cards less home-themed and more of just like a hello or just an everyday sentiment theme, which is what we're doing here. So I really think this collection is super gorgeous. I feel like there's a limit on how many cards and projects I can do with a home or stay-at-home kind of theme, even right now. And so I just wanted to change it up and make this just a little bit more versatile, which I feel like it absolutely does with that stem set. So I am just gluing down all of my mats. And the beauty of this too is you don't have to use this collection. You can use any collection, any paper kit, any paper that you want. You can pull out a 6x6 paper pad, smash it, and make a ton of these cards, any season, any reason, and your cards can still turn out just as beautiful. I think they're so easy. It's so fun to sit down and just make a ton of cards, especially when the process is as easy as it is for like this specific project. So I'm just gluing everything down. Now, I've had people ask, or I saw some comments mentioning the tape runner. So I actually get my refills from my Scotch ATG tape runner from Tape Jungle. It's a company called Tape Jungle. It's here in the US. And what I do is I typically will purchase around the holidays. Usually it's like Black Friday sale. They do sell in big quantities. I purchase a pack of, I think it's like 144 rolls. You do not have to purchase that many. But when I purchase that many with the discounts that they have at Black Friday, I end up getting these each roll of ATG for like 80 cents. And so I feel like that is the best bang for the buck. You can definitely check them out. I know there are some people that have affiliate links and discount codes. I do not, but I know there are people that out there that do have them. So you could potentially save money on your ATG tape runner. So next I'm going to choose out all of the banners that I'm going to be using for each of the different card patterns. And so what I did was I had taken 10 sheets of 6x6 paper and I cut them down for all of my mats. And then I took an extra few sheets to cut out my banners. Next, I'm going to then add all of my stamped little leaves and the tag to each little set so I can glue it down. So, and we are going to glue this first one a little bit slower together, just so you can see the difference in how you lay it out. I'm going to be using my Barely Art wet glue for this piece of it. So I'm going to anchor my two banners, starting with the large one. I'm going to lay that one down sort of towards the top right corner of the card. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my smaller banner down towards the bottom left corner. And you see how I angled them? I also centered them, which you don't have to do, but that's how I'm kind of decorating these. Then I'm going to add my two leaves that I've stamped and fussy cut out. And I'm going to put one in each of those open areas on the top left and bottom right. And then I'm going to just go ahead and glue down my stamped sentiment, which again, I added to a stitched tag and I added some gold twine to it. So, and that literally will complete our card. Now you will see later I come back and I add some jemmies in the final review, but for the most part, this is our card. And you can see here, I'm comparing it to my card number one, or from the project number one that I did, which I'll link down below, but you can see the difference. And so I really like the idea of using this pattern paper to make non-home themed cards, because these cards can be used any time of the year for any type of reason, whereas the other stay-at-home cards are a little bit more limited in who you can send them to. These cards also make great donation cards. You can send them pretty much for any type of donation, whereas the home cards really don't work for every kind of charity or donation type. So I just really like the idea of being able to still use the paper, but change it up in a way where you can make some like hello or just kind of friendly type cards that are not home related at all. So here we are. We're just going to go ahead and glue down all of the tags and the banners and the leaves just to finish assembling these cards. I definitely invite you to watch the video number one, because the beauty of that first tutorial is that you'll see you can use any type of paper to make these cards. If you are someone who has a ton of 12 by 12 paper pads and you're not sure what to do with them, or a ton of 6 by 6 paper pads and you're not sure what to do with them, or even 6 by 8, that tutorial is going to be very beneficial. Jess, who is the Jess Crafts, who put out the One Sheet Wonder Sheet, which I'll link down below and is also linked in my first video, she uses 6 by 8 paper in her tutorial. And what I did was I showed you how you can use 6 by 6 or 12 by 12, which for me is a little bit more common, to do the exact same layout. And so that's exactly what I'm doing here. I cut my paper and I use the 6 by 6 paper to make a ton of cards. So what it is you'll use 2 sheets of 6 by 6 paper and you'll have enough of your matting layers to make 3 cards. And then I added some additional paper to make the little banners and such. But if you use the template or the layout or the process that I have in my video number one, you can actually make these exact same cards. So you see here, these come together so super quickly. They are super fun to make, especially when you do an assembly line process, kind of like what I'm doing here. I glue things in segments. I try to glue when I'm using my ATG. I try to do all those things together. And then when I use wet glue, I do those things together. I just try to lay everything out and just repeat the same processes over and over. And the end result is just a ton of cards. In this video, I am making 15 cards. Again, using that Echo Park Club EP box or kit from January 2022. We're about to get the new one. So I wanted to put out a couple of more tutorial videos just so you can get a little bit more inspiration. I do have another one that will be coming out here soon with one more project at least before my next box comes out. So super fun, super easy. And next will be the full final recap. Okay, so this is again was the Echo Park Club EP. This is January box. We made 15 5x7 cards inspired by the One Sheet Wonder from Jess Crafts. I did add the jemmies off camera. You see here I added 3 to the top, 3 to the bottom. And I have my same layout, again, inspired by the Jess Crafts template number 1 for 5x7s using the 6x8 paper. If you check out my project number 1, though, I'll show you how you can use 6x6 or 12x12, which is what I did here. The cards on my left are the ones from project number 1 video, and the cards number 2 are from this video right here. So you see how the layout is similar, it's just the decoration on top is different. And we have all these different elements, and I think it really, really works. I really like how this is so versatile, this template. And you can see there where these cards are they're easy to use for anybody, and you can donate them. You don't have to worry about, having a very strong home, message coming across here. And this is the Gather at Home collection by Carta Bella. It's a gorgeous collection. Very, very gorgeous. So, and here are the cards that I ended up making in today's video. Super cute, super easy. So super easy. You saw how easy this came together. So super easy. And you can definitely do it in segments, just like I did, where I had all of my matted layers cut first, ready to go. Again, this was project number 2, and make sure you stay tuned for the next project coming from this crafty tutorial series. Thanks for visiting, everyone. Hope you subscribe, like this video, follow me on Instagram. Here's a couple of videos I think you might enjoy, and happy crafting.